Hello everyone, welcome back for another Transformers review. I thought I'd follow in the line of the previous Transformer reviews I've been doing and finish off the Lamborghini Countach mould line. This one is the second wave of Autobot cars which came out, and this character is Red Alert. Now he's based on the Sideswipe mould of the G1 car line. Obviously a complete repaint because he's done up as a fire chief's vehicle, though I can't imagine most fire services wanting to have a Lamborghini as their sort of fire chief's car. But it's basically the same mould. The main obviously differences are obviously the paint applications and sticker applications for it being a fire car, but obviously the addition of the lights on top is the main mould difference. Everything else is pretty much identical in the actual construction of the figure and the vehicle. The main differences, which I'll actually show you on Sideswipe as well, I'll bring him in a little bit. As I say, it's the lights on the vehicle, and there are colour differences even on the weapons, and they're actually almost like negatives of each other, but I'll go into that and I'll show you the differences as I transform him. I'll bring the vehicle in so that you can see different views of the vehicle. Obviously he's got his Autobot logo and that there, and obviously fire department signs and the light stickers at the back. This one is in really good condition. I was really lucky that he's stayed the way he has, because you do get a lot of these where they discolour quite yellowy, but I haven't had to do anything about him. He's actually in really nice pristine white condition. Being a later one that I got, he actually sort of like wasn't out on display as long, and I don't think that sort of like stopped him getting discoloured, because he wasn't in the sunlight as long and on display as long as the others were when I was younger. I'll transform him for you now. Same transformation as Sideswipe. So you pull back of the car out and pull it apart to form the legs, and then you just flip out the silver sections at the bottom, which become his feet, and then you've got to swing out the arms slightly down like that to release them and pull them out to the sides. And then it's a case of flipping down the front of the car to form his chest, and then flipping round the black part in the centre there to bring his head up, and just closing up the windscreen to cover it up at the back. And you just bring out the arms from the side there and behind the doors. Quite a simple transformation and exactly the same as Sideswipe's. Again, the weapon clips on exactly the same as Sideswipe's onto the shoulder post, and you've got a red handgun for his fist. Now, I mean, in the cartoon this guy was often seen with Inferno, because obviously both being fire vehicles, they used to be used in the same sort of scenes that they were dealing with, that sort of emergencies, mainly to do with rescuing people a lot of the time. I'll bring him in so you can see a little bit more detail. Exactly the same face and head mould as Sideswipe. And actually, sort of talking about Sideswipe, I'll bring him in now so you can see that they're the same, exactly the same size, exactly the same moulding. But here's sort of like where I was saying the difference is Sideswipe's gun's white, whereas Red Alert's is red. Red missile on Red Alert, white missile on Sideswipe. But even the launcher is red on the release for Sideswipe, but white for Red Alert. So they did a complete switch round of colours. But like I say, exactly the same mould, other than on the windscreen part and there on the roof you've got a set of lights on Red Alert. I mean, they're both, although both being very similar figures, they're both great because they're different enough, and obviously the characters were significantly sort of different in the cartoon. They're worth having both, and I mean, they look good anyway next to each other. And as I said in my Sunstreakers review, and I'll bring him in as well, again that makes up the 3 of the Lamborghini models. Really great, you know, the G1 cars were really sort of iconic characters and pretty good sort of Transformers for their time. I mean, you know, you had the likes of sort of like the Decepticon jets back then, and they were quite sort of clunky and a bit kibbly, where these guys aren't so bad. The articulation obviously suffers, but then that's normal for G1 figures. But they are a great sort of set of figures to have out. When you get all of the original Autobot cars together, they really do look great together when they're all out on display, because you get so much chrome and so much colour variation in all the characters that it's a really nice display. And that's it really for these figures and for Red Alert. As you can see, I will just sort of point out, all of them have different sticker applications as well, so they did try and redo some sort of features on them a little bit different. But again, other colour variations, legs I just noticed on Red Alert red, and again they did the opposite on Sunstreak, on Sideswipe I mean, with white legs. But so small differences, but makes a completely different figure, so it's quite nice. Hope you enjoyed that review, and always nice to see the cars together, and I shall see you again for another G1 Transformers review.